Hi, how are you? I'm Dr. Franco Columbu in chiropractic and nutrition, and today we're going to show you how we trained Stallone for Rambo 2. I wanted to make sure that everything we do, I'm aware, and I made one-page agreement, and when it got to the bottom, I wrote down that you cannot go to any doctor for anything that affects the bodybuilding training, such as steroids or hormones, and without me knowing. And he looked at it and says, Franco, what's this? I say, the reason I say, I wrote it down, he says, I'm familiar what steroids do to bodybuilders. And I say, look, we have 7 weeks time, and I want you to understand, if somebody takes steroids, the steroids cause water retention, and you feel immediately getting bigger. That's water retention. And that's what the steroids do. They bulk you up, and then later you lose the water, and then you might get a definition again, but that might be too late for the movie. And he understood that so well, and he just signed it right away, you know. And I said, now we can start.
4, 3, 2, jumper away.
I say, okay, we need to do one more thing. I need to come to your house, and I need to see the refrigerator. He says, the refrigerator? What has got to do with training? I say, it's connected, because we have to get rid of this body fat here that you can see the abdominals. And says, okay, tomorrow come to the house to see the refrigerator. And he has a chef there. And the chef is very Italian, French type of cooking. They like to make all these delicious sauces in the food and all that. I open the refrigerator, I say, can I use a couple things to throw them in the garbage can? He says, yeah, but you know, what are you going to do? I said, let me show you. Everything I saw white in bottles, like mayonnaise or some other cream, I just boom and threw away everything in there, you know? And he says, you know how much that cost? I say, Sly, you get millions for a movie. I mean, you worry about money now? And then I really started throwing everything away. And he looked at the refrigerator, it's like half empty, and the chef is like, you know. What I really want to say is that with Sly Stallone, when I was training with him, we had a lot of fun because it was a big argument training in the gym. Maybe we shouldn't do this, maybe we shouldn't do that. And then he used to tease me at the end. He says, can I go to eat now? I say, yeah. I say, but, you know, I say, make sure that nothing new is in the refrigerator. And say, I'll be there next week to check it again. The idea is to get good lats, you know, and firm, and a balance between the chest and the back. The first exercise in this case we do is 2-arm rowing. And we can do it on an angle like this. And this is where I want it to be. From here to here like this. Yeah, you see when you do the way he's doing it now, you get more of the entire lat. If you do it the way he's doing it now, it's not as good as if he does it back. So go back to the previous, go. Back here, yes. See, it's longer now, the movement. This is very important. Get down and more here. Now I take my hand and anchor myself to the bench to get a bigger angle. And that's why we can use more weight and do it like this.
Dialogue.
Then you change. I want it perfect like this, like a tripart. 10 reps. Now you got it right, yeah. Always think on that. Look, the entire back is moving. This is very important that you get the lower part of the back. Okay, do the other arm. And turn it. No, yeah, perfect, go. So now we're going to do the shoulders. The next exercise we're going to do is for the shoulders, which is the deltoids and the upper chest. And it's actually a new way of doing it, which we lean back with the dumbbells in front. Instead of being here, everybody does it here. We are doing it here, is more effective. So put the arms here and do 10 reps and turn it to the top together. Go. And bring it really down, nice and low and up. Effective. Okay? And you can look straight. You don't have to look up to the sky. There's nothing up there. Okay? Go. This is really important. You can see it's all in front here. Okay? Great. Keep doing. Keep doing. The next exercise is stand straight and we do lateral raises. You straight and then you lean a little bit forward and put them in front of you. And it doesn't matter how heavy it is. If it's heavy, we have to go light. We have to do the exercise correct. And the rest in between should be only this amount of time that I'm talking, half minute to a minute maximum. 1 and 2 to here. Go. Okay, keep doing it. Turn the hand here. Perfect. Go. Do a dynamic. Stand up straight when you're on top. No, not this. This. Okay, make sure you're pouring water here. Like, go. Keep doing. Okay, this is really important that it's correct. Okay? Like this. Perfect, thank you. The reason why we don't go higher than this is because if you go from here to here, it's too much trap. It's very important that we are doing it for the deltoid. Perfect. But what we did was in the backyard, sometimes I had like a couple other things, you know, I have the handles on the ceiling in the garage where we pull up things a little bit, just to show. And he pictured himself doing that stuff, like with this knife. And then that is where he took advantage of the camera of this forearm. He was very good at that. Sly is very good in creating these extra things, you know. One of the most things he did was he would put his hands here and would do stuff like this, and then would raise his hands and do this kind of stuff. And all he did in the movie, then he was tight like this and flexing. Same thing exact. Because he saw that looked really good. And then he pulled, and when he pulled, you could see the muscles coming down and then into the stomach. So he associated that very well. The next exercise should be bent over lateral raises. Remember, we did this for the front, we did this for the middle, and now we're going to do for the posterior deltoid, which is this muscle. This is the most important muscle in the body for the deltoid, because when you get muscular here, not only looks good, but also holds the shoulder here, and you don't get problems like rotator cuff syndrome. This is the muscle that supports the shoulder to become strong. So it looks like this. We can do it standing and sitting, and we're going to show it both ways. You should do 2 sets anyway. The standing is like this to here. Go. Let's see. Perfect. The next one, the same exercise you can do sitting down. You lean forward, put the dumbbells behind your knees, and goes from here to here, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. Now, sit on the edge of the bench, put your feet forward, starting behind, and go. Okay, tap my hands. Bring it to my hands. Perfect. Look how effective now. Keep doing. Look how perfect in there. With Sly, when you're making a move, it was everything more in front of you. He wanted to look good here, especially the deltoids in the arms. So we did one extra exercise for the shoulders. Take your dumbbells, put them in front of you, and then you go up and down, one at a time. Yeah, right in front of you. Yeah, go. Perfect. To me, when I trained Sly, and then obviously we were done, now he leaves to the set, you know, and when the movie came out, the minute the movie came out, like I went to the opening in Hollywood, and every time I saw a shot where it was associated with that kind of thing, I said, that is the workout, and that is that, and that is that. And Sly is still complaining to me by saying, you know, I am not going to do that again. One of the things that really surprised me and was so enthusiastic in Europe about this, that I got so many letters from Germany, France, Italy, most from the 3 countries, about how did I train Stallone for this movie. And I kept thinking, how they know that? And then I realized because I have credits in the movie as a trainer. So I connected finally that, you know. But the response was incredible.